Welcome back to our episode. Ryan and Kevin here with Kevin. Today we're doing our UFC 280 prediction main card video. One of the, if not most stacked cards of the year in Abu Dhabi this Saturday, only on pay-per-view. It's going to be a great night of fights. It's finally here. We've been waiting for this. I remember we were golfing one day back in July and O'Malley Jan got booked, and here we are. We're finally here. The day's here. And let's just get it started off though with the main card. Caitlin Shukagan versus Manny Fiore. And this is a solid fight in the 125 division. I mean, both these could challenge for the title. Shukagan already did. Shukagan basically beats anyone not named Valentina. She beat Amanda Ribas. She went out and beat Jennifer Maia. That was a grappling match. She beat Viana. She lost to Jessica Andrade, but in that fight against Jessica Andrade, she was winning most of that fight. She just got caught with a nice body shot. Her liver shut down. It happens. You get caught. Valentina, she lost to. And then Jessica was back in 2018. Not really counting that. I'm just looking at her recent wins, and she's beaten the fighter she has to beat. She's kind of like that fighter in the division. Prospects have to get past to go and get that title shot. Then you got Manny Fiore. I'm high on her, man. Jennifer Maia, she won back in March. She looked really good in that fight. Silva, she looked good in that fight. Tabatha, I know these aren't top level fighters, but she's going out there. She's doing her thing. She's winning TKOs in her first two fights. She's 4-0
decisions as well. She has
she's
four
4-0 in the UFC though. She's 4-0 in the UFC right now. She's riding high. This could be an opportunity for her to get the next title shot. So, with that being said, I'm going with Manny Fiore by decision here. I like her to beat Caitlin Shukagan. Caitlin Shukagan, she beats who she has to beat, yes, but she's not fighting a fighter like Manny Fiore, a high prospect in this division, riding high. She's lost once in her pro career. She hasn't lost. When was that date? When she lost? She hasn't lost since 2018. 2018. I'm riding high on her right now. I think she's gonna go out there. She's gonna get this decision. She's going to win a very close fight. Shukagan doesn't possess knockout power. She's not going to go out there and knock her out. She's not going to submit her. She's going to maybe beat her by decision, but I don't think Shukagan does
it. Let me start. You're talking too much. My head hurts. You're telling me you're completely disregarding the fact that all of her 5-round fights, championship fights, that she's a veteran of the sport.
I'm high, and man, like they say, little brother has to take over the neighborhood. Whatever that saying is, Manny Fiore is going to take over the 125 division and fight for the belt.
I'm not high on this French girl because the competition. She's very fresh. Like she's a big prospect, but the way Chookagian, such a veteran. I mean, she's won her last 4 fights against a lot. Her last 4 fights compared to how do you say her?
Fira, I'm not really sure.
Her last 4 fights, the competition is ridiculously different. So I just think Chookagian's just going to get this in a unanimous decision. I think it's going to be just 3 rounds of Chookagian playing with her food.
Shukagan hasn't been beating really great fighters either. I mean, yeah, Jennifer Maia, I guess she fought for the title. Okay, that's pretty good. Amanda Ribas was a split decision. Amanda Ribas has not looked good since that fight back 2 years ago on the McGregor fight where she got finished. I'm just saying.
Well, would you want to put a bet on that? Let's put a bet on the show. Let's put something. Let's drop
5 Diet Cokes.
5 Diet Cokes. All right, we can put 5 Diet Cokes on this.
Okay. Let get into the next one. Let's see it.
Sorry, let me get it. So next fight we got, I think, a guy who's just been getting slept on. Was deservingly Beneil Dariush because he's been very low key in the UFC. He's not a very big promoter guy, but he's really good. He's kind of like Colby Covington. If Beneil Dariush took some notes from Colby and started saying some crazy things or made a little character, I think he'd be really good. But I think he's gonna beat Gamera. I think it's a pretty even fight leading into it. But I think Beneil Dariush is just I think he's gonna be the journeyman of the lightweight division. Honestly, just will never really touch the belt, but will always be around that top 5 seed.
What's your official prediction?
My official prediction, I'd probably say Beneil Dariush late 3rd round finish, but if not, then unanimous decision.
All right. Well, see, I'm going opposite here. I think Gamrot's going to go out there and make a statement. I'm not. Beneil Dariush, he beat Tony Ferguson back in May of 2021. That's a long layoff. That's a long layoff.
It
And
is.
once again, Tony Ferguson, it's not the prime Tony Ferguson. It was Tony Ferguson out of his prime. Tony Ferguson that has not looked great lately. Then he had a split decision against Diego Ferreira. I mean, split? Come on. Scott Holzman spinning back fist. That was a great one. I remember watching that card. I was going crazy. Jakar Klaus, another great one.
Wait, well, you
But
said you want a split decision against Ferreira?
Diego, yeah.
No, he knocked him out.
Diego, no, he knocked out Holtzman. Diego Ferreira was a split back in February 2021. They fought. I'm pretty sure they fought twice. He might have knocked him out in the first fight, but no,
Yeah, it says December 18th, 2021, he knocked him out.
yeah. So, but the second fight was a split.
Yeah, so I see what you're saying, but let's just look at Beneil Dariush's history. He's about to fight Islam. They're about to he was about to fight for the belt.
I agree, but I'm not high on Beneil. I never have been. And then you got Gamrot, who I'm really high on. Once again, lost once in his whole pro debut. And then he went out and beat Arman, a guy who's so highly regarded in this lightweight division. He was such a huge underdog, and I know it could have went either way, but no one was picking Gamrot in that fight. But he went out there, he did his thing, won the decision. He showed he's here to stay. Then Diego Ferreira, he choked out. He beat him.
Is Beneil Dariush not doing the same though? He's fighting who's supposed to be fighting.
Beneil's not beating high level comp though. I'm saying
that's what I'm so stacked. Everybody had a fight. 1 through 4 had fights lined up.
That's what I'm saying.
There's no room for him to fight right now.
I'm not high on
Beneil, but he's not fully back.
I'm not high. The only time he's lost is guys to Garam, who's very good. He's very good in that division. But then he beat Scott Holtzman, Jeremy Stephens. They have similar opponents. But Gamrot's done more with that. And he's beat Arman, who's people are saying is going to be top 5 in the future. So I'm going Gamrot by decision. I don't think he'll go out there and finish Beneil. I don't. But I think he's going to get a little decision. And I'm riding high on
maybe Gamrot in the future, but Goomba or Ryan, sorry, this is the present. This is the present.
And now he's going to take the next step.
Right now, Beneil
Dariush is going to take the next step.
He's going to go out there and he's going to fight before Islam, and he's going to call out Islam or whoever wins. He's going to call for that belt, even though
he's not getting it because Volkanovski got announced to fight him. He's not getting it.
But he's going to say something. He's going to want to fight the loser. That would be good for Beneil. That would be good.
I agree. Next fight, Petr Yan versus Sugar Sean O'Malley. Man, oh man. Petr Yan, back in April, he lost split decision to Aljamain Sterling. I mean, what a great fight. Sterling had that big round where he absolutely demolished him on the ground, but Yan came back in the later rounds and he almost won it. It was a closer fight. I thought Aljamain did take it. Didn't think Yan did enough. I thought he lost the first 3 rounds at least. Then you got Corey Sandhagen, which was a great win. He really did went out there. It showed how good his striking is against another very good striker. Sterling, the first fight, he was up. He was about to be up 3-1 going into the 5th, but then the legal knee came. Happens. Jose Aldo went out there, dominated in the later rounds, got the finish. Uriah Faber on that card. Remember watching that? Demolished him. He just goes out there and he beats you up. He beats you up. The Sterling fight, Sterling is one of the best in the world. And he's such a close fight. Yan Sterling, they fight 10 times.
Put a pin in that. We got to talk about that when you're done.
Yan Sterling, they fight 10 times. It's going to be mixed every time, I think. And you got Sugar Sean O'Malley. This is a big step up for him. Pedro Munoz, he looked good in that fight back in July, but then the unfortunate eye poke, which ended the fight, so he didn't get to see a decision or anything, a knockout. Then Paiva, he knocked him out in the first round back in December. A great win. Chris Moutinho back in July in the McGregor card. Almeida, Vera. This is a big step up for Sugar Sean O'Malley. And I am a big Sean O'Malley fan. I really am. But I can't do it. I can't pick him here. I can't. I think Yan is just a level above him right now. I think Jan's better in the wrestling. I think Jan's better in the striking. Maybe in a couple years or something, a rematch down the line, I'm sure Sugar can take it. But right now, I just think Jan's a step ahead of him. He's the number 1 contender. He's fought for the belt. He's held the belt. Sugar Sean O'Malley, his best opponent he's fought was Pedro Munoz. And Pedro Munoz, he's all right. I mean, he's nothing great, but he's not beaten any elite guy yet. And I'm a big Sugar Sean fan. I think he's going to be top 5 one day, but I'm not picking him here. I think Jan is going to go out there, get a late finish, maybe a decision. That is my pick for this fight.
I'm not gonna lie, Goomba. I know it sounds cliche, but you literally probably said everything I was about to say. So like, but I completely think I'm a huge Sugar Sean fan. I want him to go out there, but I think Peter Yan, let's look at his last 4 fights: championship fight, championship fight, championship fight, championship fight. He's definitely shown how elite he is, and also I don't like what they're doing to these young fighters. They did it with Darren Till, and we also happened with him and Woodley. I know he's not fighting for the belt, but when you take a number 15 guy just because he's clouded up and you're pushing him to number 3, I think Sean deserves the fight. I think he does deserve it, but is it a good fight on paper? Like, no. And I think Sean does have a chance if he can catch him on the feet. But I think overall, Peter Yan's just going to mix in a lot of ground game, I think, and possibly I think this is going to be a ground fight. And who knows, maybe we see a finish. If there was a finish, I would say like ground and pound by Peter Yan. I don't think we're going to see any submissions. But yeah, my official prediction would have to be Peter Yan and decision.
Yeah, I don't see Sugar finishing Jan either. I can't see it. I mean, you never
could
know.
catch him with something crazy. I mean, anything can happen in this crazy sport, and I would love to see that. I really would. But if I was a betting man, and my job here is to make a prediction and give you guys good predictions, and Peter Yan, I think, is gonna make it look a lot easier than it should.
The one thing Sugar has going for him though, it is a 3-round fight. Jan is known to start off very slow. So if Sugar can take advantage of that early, it will get
fast starter.
Yeah.
He's at the gates.
Yeah.
So see that's what I'm saying. I think the first round is gonna be interesting. Yeah. I think the first round is gonna be closest out of all the rounds. And I think once it starts getting into those later rounds, I think that's when you're gonna see the elite difference between them.
Yep. You want to take a co-main event now?
Co-main event, Aljamain Sterling versus TJ Dillashaw. I could go 20 different. I could tell you 20 different reasons why you should put the house on Aljamain Sterling. TJ Dillashaw got caught using drugs. He was an elite fighter, but he's been out of the game for so long, and he had a very, very controversial split decision to win against Corey Sandhagen. A lot of the MMA community and even Dana himself was saying like it was very sketchy, the judging. And then TJ's going straight into a title fight against Aljamain Sterling. Aljamain Sterling has looked like a marauder his last fight ever since he got that neck surgery. And he's been claiming like, I just need to get this neck surgery. And that's what made him sit out a year with the belt. And it looks like it worked wonders for him because he looks like a completely different fighter. That was just one fight too against Peter Yan. We got to look at him in more fights. You never know. But I think Aljamain Sterling is just going to look like an absolute beast against TJ. And my official prediction, I'm saying 3rd, 4th round finish for Aljamain Sterling. If I had to guess between submission or TK, I'd maybe say submission or TK. I can't, but it's going to be a finish. They're going to be finished. Aljamain's going to finish him.
Nah, I mean, I agree with your pick here. I mean, I'm taking Sterling by late finish. I mean, not many people go out there and did what he did to Corey Sandhagen and choked him out in the first round. No one does that to Corey Sandhagen. Corey Sandhagen is very good in this division. Then Jan, he was losing the first fight, but he fixed his mistakes from the first fight, went into the second fight, and he did his thing. He looked good. His ground game was on point. Then you got TJ Dillashaw, I think he's kind of at the end of his career now. I mean, he's getting the title shot. He beat Corey Sandhagen, but part of the reason he's getting this title shot because he's a pretty big name.
Yeah, this is big name. Last stand. This is his last shot.
Yeah. So, I mean, TJ, he beaten quality opponents too. The Cejudo lost. That weight cut was terrible. I mean, I don't even think he should have been fighting in that fight. I just think he looked all right in that Sandhagen fight. And Sandhagen, I thought he won that fight. I mean, I was pretty shocked when TJ got the decision. But I think Sterling's going to do whatever he wants. If Sterling wants to stand, he'll keep it standing. I think if Sterling wants to take TJ down, he'll take TJ down. I know TJ's wrestling is good, but I think Sterling's just a level above him right now. And he's younger. He's been more active. I think Sterling late finish is my pick here.
Yeah. I don't mean to interrupt, but I just want to say before I forget, I think the only difference is because TJ is such a good wrestler. Like he's known for being a good wrestler. Will he defend well against the submission of Sterling? I don't know. I think that's the biggest part. So my official prediction now, I'm going with a submission though. I'm going with that 4th round submission.
And fun fact, Dominic Cruz took Dillashaw down when they fought, so multiple times. So it's definitely possible.
It's
and
possible.
TJ's only got older now, so it's definitely possible. Main event of the evening. Oh my! I've been waiting for this moment for 2-3 years now. Charles Oliveira, the man. He shuts you up. He really does. Justin Gaethje, not as many people were down him in the Gaethje fight, but he went out there and he choked him out in the first round. He knocked him down with the punches. He did his thing. He looked good, man. And that was with the weight. He got his belt taken away. That was motivated Oliveira right there. He looked good. Dustin Poirier, everyone was saying it was Dustin's time. Dustin's getting this belt. Charles was like, okay, you want to doubt me? I'll go out there. He did his thing. He got hurt in the first round. He went out there, but he got the rear naked choke in round 3. Choked him out. Still. Then he went out against Michael Chandler. Everyone was saying, oh, Michael Chandler. He's the new guy. He got hurt in the first round again. Went back in the second round, clipped Chandler, finished him. The rest was history. Islam Makhachev went out there against Bobby Green. That was short notice, but he demolished him. He absolutely demolished him. First round ground and pound. Dan Hooker demolished him. First round. Diego Moses, round 4, he got a rear naked choke. But I'm going to put a little interesting point. Diego did take Islam down in that fight, and he got his back at one point. So that's what I'm interested about in this Oliveira fight. Diego can do that. Can Oliveira do it? You never know. Drew Dober, he did his thing. I mean, I'm not really counting that. Arman, a win that's aging so well right now, beat him. So Islam Makhachev, he's lost once in the UFC. He got caught. It happens. He's done his thing. But happens. I've been telling Kevin for 2 years now.
Okay, wait, it was my turn.
2 years now that Islam Makhachev is going to get the belt. And trust me, I love Charles Oliveira. I am a very big fan of Oliveira. I've loved what he's done. I loved how he shut everyone up. But he's running into a new beast this time. A beast that wants that belt. A beast that's been trained by Khabib Nurmagomedov. A beast that's from Dagestan wrestling. And let's pull up some interesting facts here. Takedown average per 15 minutes, Islam. He's attempting 3 takedowns. So you know immediately he's shooting right away on Charles. Charles' takedown defense, 57%. It's solid. But he's been taken down. He's been taken down. I am not done yet. And then the takedown, the submission average. Charles is going to try to submit him from the back, but Islam's ready for that. Islam will be ready for that. My official prediction, Islam Makhachev, 3rd round, submission. Book it.
Oh my God! What
Laugh now, cry later.
Through the last minute and a half of
laugh now, cry later.
Biting my tongue. All right, so let me just. We're gonna start with stats. All right, let's see who they fought recently. Makhachev's last win was against Bobby Green on a week notice. Let's go.
Not his fault. He was gonna fight Beneil, and I guarantee you he would have beat Beneil.
And then it was Dan Hooker. And then it was Thiago Moises, Drew Dober. All right, and he's submitting all these people. All right. Now come with me, Charles Oliveira. Go to the Bronx.
Means nothing.
Okay, now let's go to his past 4 fights. Tony Ferguson in the unanimous decision. It was an absolute slaughter. He almost snapped Tony's first.
Not the same Tony.
Doesn't have permanent damage. And then he goes out there, championship fight for the vacant belt against your boy Michael Chandler. Goes out there in a very tough first round. He was surprised, but Oliveira, he was still in his face. He's a very good pressure fighter, and he is known for getting dropped. But him getting dropped, when he takes a hard hit, he'll go to the ground to recover because everybody's scared. And then we go to Dustin Poirier, and these are all huge names. And then we go to Dustin Poirier again to defend his belt. Submitted Dustin Poirier, just absolutely slaughtered Dustin Poirier. Again, got dropped a couple times, goes down to recover. This man's style is ridiculous. And then he goes out absolutely same. It's the same thing every fight. Goes out first round, gets dropped a couple times, back recover, and then comes out like a marauder and just slaughters all of the top. These are all top 5 people. These are all top 5 people. Islam Makhachev has been scraping up top 10, between 10 to 15. Charles Oliveira has been finishing the top athletes in the world, like easily. He makes it look so easy. And going into this fight, it's going to the ground. If it's on the feet, Charles is gonna knock him out if they want to keep it up, because Islam Makhachev,
That's not true. That's
he's
not
very
true.
chinny. He's very chinny as well. I mean, for example, he got slept in that one fight. But anyways, Charles Oliveira, I think on the feet, this fight's uneven. I think it's the most overhyped. I think it's deservingly hyped, but I think people are going to be surprised the way Charles Oliveira absolutely makes this man look like nothing.
I mean, there's a reason. I'm not a big fan of odds, but there's a reason Makachev is the favorite here. If
Of
it was
course,
because he's being absolute nobody, he wouldn't have been the favorite.
Khabib's cousin, and Khabib is looked at like as the best pound for pound fighter in that division.
Listen,
Of course, the Vegas odds. Of course they are.
Islam Makhachev, they literally have said he's better than Khabib.
Okay, like
better than Khabib.
Could Conor McGregor had a cousin just because he has that McGregor name?
Doesn't matter though. It doesn't matter though. He's going out there and dismantling his opponent. So is Oliveira though. That's why it's going to be a great fight.
I think as long as Charles Oliveira is fighting in the lightweight division, Islam Makhachev will never be a champion. If Charles Oliveira wasn't in this division, I probably agree with you. Probably would be a champion. But can he stay there? That's the hardest part. And Charles Oliveira has proved that he got to the top of the hill and he is staying there. He is every single person climbing up that hill. He is shooting them boom in the face with a shotgun. And the same thing's going to happen with Islam. And also, FYI, no hate to these people. All respect. I do respect the Khabib team.
We get to find out in 5 days, baby.
5 days. So I know we're going to be watching. But I hope you guys enjoy. I know we will. Make sure you guys check us out on social media. We'll be posting about it all week. And yeah, just get ready for this fight, boys and girls.
See you later, guys. Interviews every week. Peace out. Have a great week.